Hey everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins, and this is the newly rebranded Fat Boy Cartel Podcast. This is our first show on our new layout that we have made here for the show with the new rebranding and the new, logo and the graphics and all the above. So this is our first week trying all this out with the new system and how we're doing everything around here. So bear with us a little bit. We also felt like tonight's show was, we actually enjoyed a lot of it. We felt that doing a 2-hour show like we did last week was a little long. And this week, again, ran a little long. And that combined with the fact that we also had to watch Mortal Kombat to review it for the channel, which you can also find on our channel as well. Full spoilers, by the way. Because we had to do that, we had to start late on recording the podcast for this week. And we were up pretty late in the evening, to say the least. So by the halfway point of the show, when we got into the pro wrestling segment, you can tell watching the video that we got very, very tired. We don't feel it's our best effort when it comes to the pro wrestling segment. So we decided to cut the pro wrestling segment out of this week's full podcast clip that you're about to watch now. We are still going to put up the pro wrestling show, but just bear in mind, it's not our best effort. So we're going to put that in a separate video so you guys can watch that, and we'll have all the shows from this week: Raw, SmackDown, AEW, and NXT, as well as the Mike Fun Fact and Trivia segment. That's also going to be in that separate video as well. But we thought the first half was very good tonight, and so we wanted to clip that out, make it a little bit shorter for you. It's about an hour long, so we hope you guys will enjoy that. Now, we do plan on still doing pro wrestling talk, but we actually have an idea. We think to make the show a little bit more, manageable and shorter for the viewers, we are going to decide to cut down our wrestling review every week to 20 minutes tops, 5 minutes per show, a rapid-fire roundup of the week's highs and lows of wrestling, so we don't have to go over every single thing. To be honest, we love professional wrestling, but there are times it's not great, and all it is us complaining about wrestling, and we don't feel like that's very enjoyable for our viewers. So we would like to still talk about it, but it'll be a smaller segment on the show. We are going to promise that. We're even going to have like an alarm or like a countdown so we don't go over that time limit, and we'll be doing that weekly. So we hope you guys will enjoy the new layout, the new graphics, the new everything we got going on here on the channel, the intro, the outros, all that stuff. We hope you will like and subscribe to our channel, and please enjoy the video, and just bear that in mind going forward, and we'll have a much more better rounded show as we continue on here and we get used to the new setup. So thank you very much for watching, and enjoy this week's podcast.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle, to the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion. Yeah, sometimes I think.
Hey everybody, well, check it out. This is our new podcast here. We are no longer the 3-Star Podcast. We are now the Fat Boy Cartel Podcast. I hope you enjoy the new graphics, the new intro, all the good stuff we got here going on for you. Looking a little bit more professional. And to get into that just a little bit, I'm going to throw it to let's start out with a little introductions first. My name is Eric, and you can find me at Eric Joe on Twitter and on YouTube. Right below me is Brandon and Mr. Get Some on Twitter. On the bottom left-hand corner is the Crimson Saint Tony, and in the top left corner is the good doctor himself, Damon. But yeah, to get into a little bit more about why we made the change on the podcast and changing things a little bit going forward, I'll let Brandon tell us a little bit about that. So go ahead, buddy.
So originally, I don't know, for years now, Tony has had this idea of doing podcasts. Not even really a podcast. It was really just taping our conversation. Because, if anybody knows me or Tony more so, and had a conversation with him, they always seem to go into these weird plays. So, it was just one of those things that it seems like the thing to do, but life happened, so we just never got around to doing it until about, I'll say, a month ago. Tony just came to me and was like, let's do this. He's gonna, I'm tired of talking about it. Let's do it. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. So we recruited Damon and Eric and talk those two unlucky souls into joining us. And
Lackeys.
you know, 3-Star Podcast was a name that Tony came up with, and we like, yeah, it fits for the time being, but it's not what we wanted it to be, because we didn't want it to center around wrestling, but wrestling is something that the four of us do have in common. So at the time, it seemed like, okay, that's the name we'll go with. But as we started to do some of the stuff, we realized that like that's really not what we want. So we were trying to think of another name, and like to me, there was only one name that I thought of immediately when we were talking about this, and that was Fat Boy Cartel. Reason being, it's because years ago there's a song that we were listening to, and one of the lines in the song, the dude called himself the leader of the Fat Boy Cartel, and I don't know why it stuck with me and Tony the way it did, but it's one of those things that kind of that too, but one of those things that kind of transitioned through time with us, to where like we played Call of Duty and any other games, like that was the name of a clan or group, whatever it was that we were in. It was always called the Fat Boy Cartel. And so to me, it only seemed fitting and right that something that we're going to put time, money, energy, and things into do that we like to do, why not name it along those same premises of something that is kind of stuck with us and we kind of own. So Fat Boy Cartel was it, and we decided to run with that. I mean, they did a hell of a job with the graphics, the logo itself, which I got some news on that stuff too. I don't know if you guys want to talk about that now, or
yeah, go ahead.
Well, actually, honestly, this was going to be 3-Man Booth podcast when I first came up with this idea, because I didn't know that we were going to have a fourth man. I didn't know whether either Eric or Damon both wanted to do it, or one of them. But 3-Man Booth, I thought of that because they were doing that a lot on wrestling. 3-Man of the booth. Usually, it's typically 2, and then 3-Man Booth turned into 3-Star Podcast once we got another person in here and had 4, and it just kind of, it's been a bit of an evolution. It starts out at 1, and it just keeps every week. It seems like we're adding something, or something's changing, and it's for the good. It's not for the bad. It's just that I know myself. I am very, believe it or not, abrasive. Some people might even say that I like to, quote unquote, push the envelope a little bit.
No,
I mean, I
don't see where that's coming.
I don't know what these people are talking about.
If you've seen any of our videos so far, yeah,
I'm actually quite the voice of reckoning and reasoning. Right? We're not reckoning, reasoning. Yes, reasoning.
I'm about to say reasoning.
my friends actually call me the voice of reason. That's funny.
Yeah, but seriously though, before we jump on to anything else, I really want to go ahead and acknowledge Eric, man. You have been a godsend and a lifesaver with this, and honestly, without you doing this part of it, we wouldn't have this show. And then without Damon, what he's done with Discord and showing us, I mean, without you two, there would be no. So whatever this show is called, whether it's 4-star, 3-star, 2 frog, 1 pot, egg, blue, green, eggs, and ham, whatever. It wouldn't be a show. 1 pot. It wouldn't be a show without you guys, and I'm really glad that you got you here. So now that the mutual hogwash bullshit's done,
the mushy stuff's out of the way. Yeah. But I just do want to say I definitely appreciate it. I mean, I enjoy making the graphics and stuff. But Tony did the logo, so I mean that's all Tony. So
you got to give him mad credit for that, dude. That shit is dope.
Yeah, but the stuff from like the intro and the graphics you're seeing on the screen right now, I mean, I've had a little hand in that, but again, I'm just happy to be along for the ride. I'm glad you guys.
The end cards, all that. I mean, Tony did that.
Yeah, but we're still at the end of the day, man. We're a team, and I couldn't do this with anybody else, man. You guys are a great team to do this with.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I appreciate that. And with that out of the way, though, we just thought we'd give you guys a little bit of house cleaning, let you know what's going on behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, I also want to thank Tony and Brandon for making me the moderator of this show a little bit.
You are the voice of the.
And I understand it because I have my own YouTube channel, so I have a little bit of experience with it. So
yeah, why don't you plug that, man?
Well, and I'll definitely plug the Fat Boy Cartel on my YouTube channel as well. But you can find me on YouTube at Eric Gel. Just search for Eric Gel with a J, and you'll find me. I'll go over movie trailers, movie reviews, movie news, things like that. Talk a little bit of Indianapolis Colts, which actually that is a good transition because our first subject tonight is we're a little, well, actually less than a week away now from the 2021 NFL Draft. And I thought it would be, and I thought it would be kind of fun to have each one of us, because we all kind of have a team we like to follow in the NFL. I guess, I can start a little bit and then maybe we can move around and then you can tell us your team and maybe kind of what you think they're either going to do, what you'd like to see them do in the draft, and just kind of give us your overall thoughts on maybe what you think might happen. So just to start, obviously I'm a Colts fan. You can see by my hat, and obviously I like the color blue. That kind of was a little bit with the graphic design a little bit.
What he's saying is he cripping on the side.
Yeah. But, as a Colts fan, I think the Colts are set up pretty well going into the next year. I think, obviously, trading for Carson Wentz was a good move. It's a wait-and-see approach.
You hope.
Hope. Well, yeah, that's what I was about to say. I hope so. Obviously, there's a little trepidation there with, his injury, risk. But I think, the year he had his best season when he was an MVP talent, the year the Eagles won the Super Bowl after he got hurt, he had Frank Reich as his offensive coordinator. So now that Frank Reich is the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, I think it makes all the sense in the world for Frank to grab his guy and bring him in. And if he can stay healthy, he can have that type of season, I hope, again, because he's got a better offensive line now. He's got a better run game, and he might have had a good defense in Philly and stuff like that, too, when they won the Super Bowl. But this is the best team he's going to have in a while. Now, when it comes to the Colts' needs, I think left tackle is a priority because they lost Anthony Costanzo to retirement. And I think they're a little weak at receiver, so I think receiver outside of T.Y. Hilton, Michael Pittman, who we drafted last year, and Paris Campbell, who also needs to prove it this year because he's been hurt the first 2 years of his career. So maybe a left tackle, receiver, and maybe a little bit at edge rusher for sure, because that's one thing we don't have. We got DeForest Buckner there on the defensive line, but nobody to go around the edge like your Freeney and Mathis of old. Other than that, I think the defense is pretty solid. So. And the run game is, I think, one of the better, trios, possibly 4-man groups in the league. So I'm high hopes for this year, but we'll see what they do. But that's just kind of my thoughts on the Colts. But how about we go to Brandon next, if he's okay with that. And Brandon, tell us your team and what you kind of maybe like to see him do moving forward.
Listen, I live in a house divided, so it is what it is with that. I myself am a Colts fan also, but in this household, I am overruled by the majority of this household, which unfortunately for me are all Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
Except for my nephew.
Except for my oldest son, Jaden. He's like the only oddball of the group. I don't know why he likes the Panthers. No, I know why he likes the Panthers. I can tell you why he likes the Panthers.
Uncle likes
because it got to him before the rest of us did, and bought him a Panthers jersey.
Bribery, yeah.
He did. He bought him a Panthers jersey, and then he bought him. He still has that damn Cam Newton statue in his fucking room too.
Hey, we ain't got to New England yet.
We should just leave New England out of this conversation.
I just wanted to make sure that you.
And so
that's all.
But so for me, I'm looking at the same things you are looking at as far as the Colts go. Pittsburgh though, because I do follow Pittsburgh because I don't have fucking choice. So. Pittsburgh to me, what I'm worried about with them as far as anything really is how they're going to do at quarterback if Ben's going to play another year.
He is.
Are they going to get somebody else to back him up? And what's their receiving line going to look like? I know Juju signed on for another year, right? Is it another year?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah, it's 1 year.
Besides Juju, who is not bad, but he's not great either. Who else?
He's got a bit of an ego about him, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
Bad
guy.
That's what you get for hanging around Antonio Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, enough from at least the clown won a fucking Super Bowl.
And then they lost James Conner too to Seattle, I believe.
Yeah.
So
and he was James Conner had mad respect for me. Coming back from what he came back from, and he worked his ass off during that season where the whole thing with Le'Veon Bell. But I'm interested to see what they do this year. Real quick, before I forget this though, John Barkis, I know you've seen the videos. I'm gonna let you know right now. The Dolphins ain't gonna do shit. Okay, let's just get that
Oh
out
wow, he
Dolphins?
a coworker of ours at work.
Huge Dolphins fan. He's watched 2 of the podcasts.
Oh, cool.
So far. So,
Well, then hit that like and subscribe, Barkis.
I want him to see this one, just so John, they ain't gonna do shit. Let it go. I'm tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, John, I don't even know you and they ain't gonna do shit.
All right. Unlike these 3, I have a child and I have to deal with the situation. So continue talking among yourselves.
All right. Well, while you do that, we'll move on to Tony, who is. I'll let you tell. So you go ahead.
I am a Carolina Panthers fan. I have not been very happy with the way they have done things the last few years. I felt they dispatched Cam Newton very, very shitty-like. But with that being said, we got old Teddy Bridgewater last year, and that was a bust. And now we have Sam from the Jets.
That's right. Yeah.
So what do we do with Teddy? Rumor is there's a few teams that are interested. That's great, and that's fine. We are at number 8 in the draft this year, and also they've said that if there's a quarterback that they're looking for, which, you know, they have one in mind, if he falls at number 8, they're probably going to pick him. I myself, you know, I think they're going to try and get Justin Fields. I'm not a big Ohio State fan. No Ohio State quarterback, to my recollection, has ever come into the NFL and been successful.
Can't remember.
I can't think of one.
Yeah, off the top of my head.
So honestly, I would like to see. I'd like to see the tight end Kyle Pitts. That's who I would like to see, because we have not had someone successfully replace Greg Olsen. I know we have the name. I cannot think of that young man's name from IU. Shit.
Yeah,
he's a tight end.
Off the top of my head, I can't either.
But we need a good tight end. We really do. Cornerback is another position. I know we've the rumor is possibly taking Asante Samuel Jr. in 2nd or 3rd round, because they believe he'll still be there. But if I could have my choice, I would like to take Kyle Pitts at number 8.
Okay, all right. Solid plan, I think. I mean, I think a lot of it will hinge on Sam Darnold. Clearly, obviously, if you get. Let's see. What Christian McCaffrey hurt most of last season, if not all of it.
He was.
So if that's the case, I mean, that right there is your offense. And if you can get, and you've got some good young receivers, as you mentioned, with Curtis Samuel. And if, Darnold can do well, I think, that's going to pick up that offense drastically. But that's the key. Kind of like with the Wentz situation in Indianapolis. It's going to flow how Wentz goes. And same with Darnold, I think, a little bit too. And I can't remember what all did they give up for Darnold? Do you remember?
Not much. I think it was like a 4th or 5th round pick this year, and then maybe a 2nd round pick next year. I think it was 2 picks total. We really didn't come out too bad for that, to be honest.
Okay, well, that's not too bad. That's kind of like the Colts too. They think they only give up a 3rd and a 2nd that could turn into a 1st, but that all depends on playing time. So again, low cost, high reward. So that's good for for both teams. And we'll move on to Damon now. The last but not least, a part of this segment here. Tell us who your team is, and I'll be interested to hear what you have to say about this team, because they're not one of my favorites, but to each their own.
New England.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't give a fuck.
Wow, just kind of.
Wow.
I know you were never the biggest Tom Brady fan. Am I correct?
No.
Okay.
I was not the biggest Brady fan.
Okay. But
I'm not a Cam Newton fan. I wish he'd just fucked right off.
Well, and to be honest, he did not have the best season last year.
He did not have the best year, though.
No.
And in defense, Edelman didn't play that much, I don't think, if I remember right. And there's really no one else outside of Edelman, which Edelman's fucking retired.
Yeah.
So my hope is they get a somewhat of a good receiver out of the 1st round.
Yeah,
someone to replace Edelman. Because without Edelman, I think we're going to be hurting real bad at receivers.
Now, they did get a lot of tight ends and stuff from Tennessee. I think they got one of their tight ends or something like that. So they were definitely making some moves.
And to be quite honest, I haven't been keeping up on any of the NFL news.
I mean, it looked like they were just, cherry picking from, the Titans a little bit there when it comes to offensive players.
And it's mostly to protect Cam when he runs.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, too, the Patriots have gone fucking crazy this season with off-season pickups already. I mean, they have really picked over free agency. So,
Well,
I mean, that's what Bill does.
Yeah.
When he's in that
he
desperate
cheats too,
mode.
And to be fair to Cam Newton, last year, I mean, granted, I'm not the biggest fan of Cam either. I know, sorry, Tony, but but as of last year, to be fair, it was his first year with the new team, new system, and they didn't have an off season due to the pandemic. So in that regard, Cam did not get a full training camp, and that could have affected a lot of things. Now, granted, it was a long season, and he did look a little better at times, but he
busted his ass for them guys, man.
Agreed.
And I mean, the fact that you can't say that he didn't, and that's just my opinion. I mean, but
the dude was in phenomenal shape when the season started too. Because I remember seeing pictures of him; he was just jacked. So I mean, he was in great shape. But sometimes,
for me, it's the showboatiness.
Yeah, I can agree with that part of it, a little bit. But I mean, there's a lot of that.
I watched early games where he'd have wide open receivers and he would just fucking run.
Mm-hmm. And some of that could be, Belichick trying to, play to his strengths, which I get.
That's what Bill's known for, especially with Brady. Everyone complains about, he only throws the short passes. He only throws the short passes. Well, yeah,
but he's effective. But he was effective.
That's what he's best at.
Yeah.
Bill playing to his strengths. Because there were times you see Brady fucking bomb it down the field, and it was still good.
Yeah, he was still doing that last year in Tampa Bay, where he was just dropping dimes in the end zone. I'm going, man.
He was throwing them deep though. But let's be honest, Brady didn't have the start off of the best season of the year. I mean, he was losing to teams they should have beaten.
Yeah,
I think it took a little while for that team to gel, for sure.
Yeah, and with Brady bombing it, it helps when you have a 6'5" receiver in Mike Evans,
and then Chris Godwin on the other side, plus Gronk in the middle.
And he's got the tall receivers, he'll bomb it. But in New England, they have generally not gone with tall receivers.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, they've got a couple young guys there. I would assume they're going to try to develop them. But I think the thing that New England needs the most is they got to get back to their winning defenses, because that was their bread and butter when they were winning Super Bowls and stuff. And as long as Belichick and Robert Kraft are there, and Kraft's not selling that team anytime soon, as long as they're there, I consider them contenders no matter what year it is, even without Brady. So we'll see how they rebound. It's still going to take a little time.
We thought that last year too, and
that's true. But Brady, did cover up a lot of holes, and I think give him some time. As much as I don't care for New England as a Colts fan, I got to give them credit where it's due. They do know how to win when the time counts. So, all right, well, let's move on.
For last year.
Yeah, except for last year, I suppose. All right, but they'll get better, I think. All right, so let's move on to a topic that was brought up in our private chat when we discussed the topics for the show. This may be more for Brandon and Tony, but there was a story that come out about PlayStation that you guys were discussing. That was So I thought I'd let you guys talk about that a little bit.
So Sony right now, there was a leak reporting that Sony is offering free, like a free viewing or streaming service, and it's getting tested in Poland. So I guess since it's been released, Sony has confirmed that it's legit, it's true, it is being tested, and that's really all they're saying about it. But it's kind of like the PlayStation Plus, right? Am I wrong, Brandon? Or?
So it's like, okay, so Xbox has a service. It's called I think it's like Games with Gold or something. No, that's the other one. It's like
Game Pass.
It's like a Game Pass for Xbox, but in this sense it'll be for PlayStation. Along the same lines as what Game Pass is for Xbox, where like you'll be able to try out a game for free essentially, and if you want to buy it through the service, you'll get it like at a discounted price. But you can literally play the whole game for fucking free, and until you're like, all right, well, I'll buy it. It's kind of like what they're doing, or what there's another service that PlayStation has that Xbox also has too. But it involves this one, the one that's on there currently involves on EA games. So like you could play EA games for free, and then if you want to buy it, you could buy it at a discounted price. But this will be more encompassing to all the games that they offer.
But this is for movies, though.
Oh well, then it's the same thing, but it's movies.
Yeah, it's not for games. This is for movies.
Like a VOD.
Well, if they do this, so if they do this though, I mean, it'd be a good way to bring in the movies too. But yeah, because Sony they offer a lot of movies and TV shows on their service at a discounted price.
If I could kick out of my screen and still be in here, I'd check out the message, but I can't. So.
I would.
That's okay. Yeah, we can.
Know
but yeah, basically, it's going to be like a streaming. I believe it's going to be free too. But it's just being
not a yearly subscription.
I'm not sure. No, I swear I thought I said it was. It read that it was going to be free. But it's testing to see. I mean, it may not be like first run movies or anything, but still, I mean, if it's a free movie,
dope as hell.
Yeah.
It could also, like I said, even if it's included with your, are you gonna need PlayStation Plus for it?
Yeah, probably. You would probably need.
Most people have that.
Oh, that'd be dope because then it's covered under your PlayStation Plus subscription, and then that would be dope as well.
It's probably an incentive for people to get the PlayStation Plus subscription. I'd say.
I'll look more into it, and I'll bring it up on next week's show.
Okay.
Since we are gonna have our very first guest next week, so
yeah.
I'll bring it up then.
All right, yeah, we'll plug that guest by the end of the show too, just to let you guys know what's going on with that. All right, so. With that, I guess we'll move on to our next topic of the podcast here. Tony brought this up to me, and I'm going to flat out admit it. I don't know a whole lot about this man's career, but I mean, I've heard probably a few things. I'm not the biggest music guy in the world, but the passing of Shock G of Digital Underground.
Wait a minute, time out. Did you legit just say you don't know who Shock G is?
Well, the Humpty Hump, right?
He's the one who put the satin on your panties.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
See,
he likes the oatmeal lumpy.
Sorry.
He once got burger.
Bathroom.
Full disclosure, I'm one of those guys who don't know songs by their title or who sang them, but if I hear them, I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard that.
Right.
So that's me.
It's all around the world, same song.
I mean, Digital Underground. What can you say about Digital Underground, man? They gave
you Tupac.
They gave Tupac.
Okay.
They were in what? Why can I think
Nothing
of
But Trouble?
Now? Yeah,
Nothing But Trouble. That's my movie, fam. Good. Bobo and Lil Bobo.
It's sad. I mean, we just lost DMX.
Yeah.
Now we lost, fucking Shock G.
Black Rob.
Black Rob. It comes in threes. So,
do you know who Black Rob is?
No.
Eric?
Sorry.
He's a black
there was
guy
a
named
song
Rob.
called Whoa. There's a song called Whoa. I want to say it was Diddy. Yeah, that produced him. He was part of Bad Boy. Man, I had that CD too. It was dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had a song called like Whoa.
Hold me down like whoa.
I mean,
but yeah, Shock G,
yeah.
though. I seen that when I woke up. Like, damn.
Yeah. Just being so close to DMX. I hope it's not like a lot of celebrity deaths, like 3 in a row is usually the way it seems to go.
There was DMX.
Oh, was there?
Was Black Rob, and then it's Shock G.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's your 3 celebrities, but
man, yeah, I hate how that's always
crazy.
the way it goes, man. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is more your territory, obviously. So
here's your chance to do the dance, do the hump. Dude, that
I know that one. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
At parties,
mm-hmm.
weddings. I'm 100% sure.
Absolutely.
Bar mitzvahs also.
Stop what you're doing,
like,
because I'm about to ruin
the image and the style that you used to. My name, bruh. Like, I just listened to that song a couple weeks ago because we were going through old music, and I was like, oh yeah, and I put that song on for my kids, and we was in here, and I'm just sitting in the chair just like rapping along.
But that CD though, Sex Packets, that they put out. There was God damn it! How many? There's 3 or 4 hits off that album alone. There was the Humpty Dance, and then Do What You Like.
Do What You Like. That's another good one.
Yeah, and then love. Fuck, I can't think of it, but it's a thing, man. Though it's just one of those things it's part of our childhood. It's part of our youth. They had a lot to do with a lot of people. Just like you said with Tupac, man. Tupac was
he was a backup dancer. Which is like 2 words you never thought Tupac and backup dancer. Like,
yeah, you don't put those 2 together.
Right.
And what song was it that he first rapped on with Digital?
I Get Around.
I Get Around. Bruh.
That's why I said earlier, man. I'm Shock G, the one who put the satin on your panties. I never met a hooker who.
Now, I know it's not the most important thing when you're talking about the death of somebody, but did they ever say what he passed away of?
No, it's still it was early yesterday morning or this morning or it was so it's it's still
kind of
fresh.
new.
Okay.
Yeah, he was like only 57,
56.
Man,
56. Damn,
that's a shame. Yep. But anyway,
Shock G though.
Rest in peace, and our thoughts and prayers go out to your friends and family. And yeah, so we'll try to move on now to a little bit lighter of a topic here. I just kind of, for those who didn't see last week's episode, I thought I'd give Tony, without ruining it this time, I didn't want to steal his thunder again, but I thought I'd let him promote our upcoming tournament, so to speak. I'll just say that. And I'll show the poster that Tony had created for it, and we'll let him talk about it. So here we go.
Well, gentlemen, I really don't even know who should do this tournament.
Oh,
I really don't.
Do I need to take the poster down now?
You might have to, because honestly, guys, I mean, really, I'm the horror guy here.
Yeah. Well, you could do a one-man pod show.
I
Wow.
want to do a one-man pod show.
No,
I do it all the
doing
time
this.
on my YouTube channel.
No, I'm doing this damn tournament.
Okay.
Why does Damon look like a fucking statue?
It's late. I mean, we're recording this podcast kind of late, so just so
I look
everybody knows, we may be a little
Damon,
slap
if you wanna
happy.
Go sleep for the rest
You
of the
wanna
episode.
go
You can,
tonight?
buddy.
You want to go
No,
tonight?
fuck you. Both you fuck off.
Night.
Damon wants to rip into pro wrestling.
Fuck you.
There's the big head. I love
Yes,
it.
it's made an
I
appearance.
pop.
I still
my
still
God.
miss white Sheamus or whatever you had going on there.
But yes,
Fuck you too, Eric. Fuck all three of you people.
No, I like it. I'm not making
I
fun
love
of
No,
it.
fuck off.
I love
Too many
it.
limes.
Like
Too many
from
limes.
Rock of
Yeah.
the Sun, if anyone
Thunderhead, too many lives. Yeah.
Okay,
Next
but
topic.
yes. So 64 movie horror tournament to recognize the greatest horror movie of all time.
Mhm.
Yep.
I've got it broken down just like you would March Madness. So I mean, yeah, if you guys want to, we'll do it. But I just feel like
We're
you
gonna
guys
do
just- I mean,
Oh
yeah,
my God,
it.
you
but here's
whiny
the
ass.
thing. No, here's the thing. If you guys put like Critters through because you've never seen any of these other movies, you're like, oh,
I've
Critters,
seen the
I remember.
majority of these movies on this list.
Well, you were having
This is
another
called research.
another guy come in help you though. I thought, didn't you?
Yes, we are. We
Okay.
are. That'll be our second guest. We still got
There
to
we go.
nail down a date because this band is very, very busy. But
Yeah,
the
that's right.
bouncer, he will come in. He is a horror guru, and he will
Well, there
be
you go.
the tiebreaker
I
decision
have
out of
seen
the
like
four.
the majority of these movies.
Okay,
dude.
so that's two of us, motherfucker. That's still these two.
I think
Hey.
maybe I think what you guys ought to do is just for each matchup, since you and the what was his name again? I'm sorry.
Bouncer.
The bouncer.
the bouncer.
I'm sorry, the bouncer.
Okay, yeah. But why don't like you two just like go down the brackets and debate the two movies that are going against each other, and then come to a conclusion together who should move on, since you guys know these movies better than all of us.
Yeah, but
That's
you
no,
should
I
have that.
don't
input.
want to come to a conclusion because
No.
what I say goes.
Well,
Wow.
well, he
We're-
one half the
here's
brain
an
shot.
idea. Here's
So
an
what's the
idea
point?
for
Are
it.
we irrelevant
your
in this
idea, Deke?
situation?
No, here's my idea. Tony and the bouncer debate between the two movies, right?
Okay.
Making a case for which one's better
And we
to the rest of
decide.
us. And that's how us non-horror intelligent people better based on your arguments.
That could work. At least it's an idea. I mean, we'll work out the details of this.
We'll work out the details.
Absolutely.
Coming soon.
Yes.
64 movie horror tournament. Very, very fun. Looking forward to it.
And by all means,
sure.
if you're watching, comment down below. Let us know what you guys think with it. That this maybe give us some
Or
suggestions.
what if I do that? What if I put the matchups on Facebook?
Yeah, we could put a
on our
poll out.
Facebook
we could
page?
put polls
Let
up
the
on Twitter.
fans decide.
Yeah.
We
and
can
then
do
maybe
polls
we'll
up on
do
Twitter
like
and
the
Facebook.
final 8.
All right.
I mean, we are still young, and hopefully we'll get some responses. But yeah, that's a great idea.
We should.
well, I hope so. But yeah, if we put a
either
call out
way,
there.
yeah, it'll be fun. It'll
Yeah,
be
yeah,
fun.
we'll work out the details, but we thought we'd just let you guys know and show this cool poster that Tony made. So, all right, we'll move on though, and we'll figure out what's going on with that. So, all right, so we're going to go into a bit of some movie news for this week. This is the segment we kind of just go over. All of our shows, since they're dropping on Saturday, the full pods will be dropping on Saturday every week. We kind of take some news throughout the week, and we try to discuss, go through all the movies, pro wrestling, all that sort of thing, all these sort of things, and we just kind of discuss them as they come throughout the week, since we all have jobs and day lives, and we can only tend to do this as much as we can. So, but anyway, the first topic for our movie news segment, we watched Mortal Kombat tonight. Since we are putting up a spoiler review on our channel, we're going to talk about it a little bit right now without ruining the movie, without going into spoilers. What did you guys think of the new Mortal Kombat movie that is out now?
Well,
I'll-
like we said, go ahead.
I'll sum it up real quick. From what I've seen, it was a very good movie. I enjoyed it. I did think it was better than the original. My biggest complaint would be A, the choice of some of the actors, and B, the CGI was a little shaky. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
Fair enough. I can agree with that.
Yeah, about the same. I mean, but I will say too, I'm also interested to see where it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
What
it definitely
doing?
left open a lot of options for sequels, and I think for a first film in a series, hopefully, this is a good jumping off point. Obviously,
it
there's
shows potential.
absolutely, and of course, the fighting. Bear in mind, this is very bloody. This is I think it's rated R for good reason.
Yep.
There's a lot of F words for sure, especially from one character in particular.
It's a lot of time out. I'm about to say, don't say it's a lot of F words in there because that insinuates that a lot of people in the cast were using that word. No, there's a lot of F, one person,
one guy mostly.
No, well, hey,
There's a few others.
Come on now.
Yeah.
God damn, I took a little bit of drink of a bird dog whiskey, and boy, I swear it's burning the shit out your boy. Man.
Boy, it might be a long podcast now. Sweet.
I know, man.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. If you guys are into gore and the fatalities from the Mortal Kombat movie, you guys will love this. So
Yes.
I will say we had a discussion last week too about the concerns of Mortal Kombat using an unknown character being the central protagonist of this film in Cole Young. That's not a spoiler. That's in the trailers and everything and the marketing. Do you think those concerns were now a little warranted, or do you think?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I tend to agree. I like that they tried something new. I don't think he needs to be the central character moving forward. I'd like to see him maybe use a more established character personally.
I honestly hope that. Well, I can't really say that without giving away the movie.
Nope. I know what you're about to say too. No, you cannot.
Yeah, there are certain story elements that might make that a little difficult to adjust course from that. That's all we'll say about it. But I just think I thought the first half of the movie it didn't focus on him as much. It was kind of more about all the characters, in the film.
Nah, I like
equally.
what it focused, who it focused. Like I liked the first.
Mm-hmm.
He was
especially the
cool,
first
but
40 minutes.
it was unnecessary.
Agreed.
I mean, we really didn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and they did certain things that were cool. There's a few things that happened with him I really didn't care for. But again, it doesn't make the movie terrible. It's not great, but it's definitely a good watch, especially if you have HBO Max and you don't have to pay the ticket price when going to a movie theater. But
Again, who knows? He might turn out to be dope. We don't know.
it could. Maybe they've got a great plan for him in the sequels, and maybe he'll be one of the greatest characters Mortal Kombat's ever created. But I mean, I doubt it. But it's possible.
As of right now, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe my titties will squirt out chocolate milk. I doubt it. But
Boy, he went. You never know where Tony's gonna go. So I love that though.
I was trying to think of witty.
You think
I
we're
was-
gonna go one way, and I'm gonna take you another.
I was trying to think of like a witty retort, but like I legit had nothing. I was like,
He'll render you speechless. I'm not gonna lie.
like
It's
the milk's going bad.
Wow.
Like I can't.
But anyway, we thought that was a pretty good movie. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's just don't expect anything outstanding. So.
6.5 out of 10.
Yeah, 6.5.
I gotta
Okay.
say-
What would you guys score it? I know Damon just did, but yeah,
I'll give it
a 7.
4 get over here's out of 8.
nice. I like that.
He said 4. Get over here.
Over here.
That was impressive.
Easy, Darth Damon.
If he would have listen, if the little dude would have popped out of the side and went whoop-dee, I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
Toasty, yeah, toasty. I'd have lost it. But the fatalities were cool. All that stuff was great. So if you're into Mortal Kombat, I think you'll like it for those reasons alone.
If you're into Mortal Kombat's goriness, and you'll like it.
As for my score,
Yeah.
I'd probably maybe not. Damon says what 6.5. I'd probably go maybe 7, something like that.
I said
I think 7's a good. I think
give it a
7's a
7.
good number out of 10.
I'm
So
trying to be
okay.
generous too, so that's like all right. So
I'm not. I don't give a shit. 6.5.
all right, and that's no further, no higher than that. All right, cool.
No.
All right,
Grandpa
right.
Damon over there.
all right. We'll move
You
on.
heard what I said.
We'll move on to our next topic. Again, we're not going to get into any spoilers here because there's probably a lot of people who have yet to see the episode. But The Falcon and Winter Soldier just wrapped up its first season, maybe only season today, with
There better be more seasons of this.
Well, this kind of ties into there's two stories here that's going to tie together. Falcon and Winter Soldier, the season ended. We may or may not get another season, but it was confirmed today by the Hollywood Reporter, who is a very reputable and trustworthy movie news website.
There is no such thing as trustworthy news organizations anymore. Don't lie.
Well, I'm just saying, when it comes to movie news, they usually get their scoops right. So, Captain America 4 has officially been greenlit and is going to be coming to theaters in the next few years. So, again, we're not going to ruin the season finale here, but where this show stops, it makes all the sense in the world for a Captain America 4 to be one of the next plans for Marvel moving forward. And again, it's kind of hard to talk about that news without going into the spoilers from the show. But I will say the final episode of this season is everything you want it to be. The season did everything you wanted it to do. And there's certain characters like John Walker, who a lot of fans did not like at the beginning of this season for good reason, because we want Steve Rogers as Captain America. That's who we're used to. But by the time the season was over, I felt like they did a good job with his character, and I'm excited to see where he in particular goes forward. And there's even one character who ends up being not quite what we think they should be, but I have a theory that person is a Skrull, and when you see the show, you will know what I'm talking about probably if you can think about it. But that being said,
you're gonna have to clue me in on that one. Right?
We'll do that when we're offline, because I don't want to ruin anything. But yeah,
Here's the thing. I can tell you where John Walker's going.
This is no surprise. It's out there. John Walker becomes U.S. agent.
You just got to look at the comics to know that.
You read the comics to know that, and it's right there. So, I mean, the only thing that I can think of if they're going to do a Captain America 4 is Steve is going to see, either how messed up things are and, how tarnished he's made the name and the shield and everything else, and he's going to have to come back as his young self and whoop some ass.
Well, that's a good theory, but again, you got to see the final episode. You got to see the final episode. It kind of, takes away a little bit from your theory. But I mean, for someone who's not seen it, yeah.
The way they talk about Cap in this, they never outright say it, but it seems like Cap is dead.
Well,
they do. Like, it does. The way people speak it. The way they allude to it when speaking about Steve is like he's gone. He's dead.
That's the word they use. Gone. They didn't say dead. They didn't say where he was. They just said he's gone.
No, I know that. Yeah. All right.
He's at the moon.
But here's the interesting part about that. Captain America 4 being it's coming around the corner. A few months back, it was reported that Chris Evans has inked a deal with Marvel Studios to appear at least one more time in the MCU. Again, could that be old Steve, coming back to film his funeral scene? I don't know. But he will be coming back at least one more time, and I think it will be for Captain America 4.
Well,
I don't think it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think it will. I think it's going to be for Secret Wars.
Possible. That's another theory.
Oh yeah.
They're doing Secret Wars, and I mean,
and that ties into my Skrull theory too. So yeah,
and that's your big Infinity War payoff movie.
Well, and here's the thing too. The only reason I think this certain character, which I can't really say, I think it's kind of obvious when you watch, because it's out of the characters. The way they were made, or the way the character was shown to us in previous iterations, to just do a complete 180 like this character has in this show, to not be somebody who's not, it should be a Skrull. It makes all the sense in the world for it to be a deception. There's even a spot in this show with this ain't ruining anything, where this character has a face changer on their face to show that they're, hiding their true identity. I think that's a bit of a foreshadowing of that character being a Skrull. So that should give you an idea. So I think
now I know who you're talking
right.
about.
So it makes sense too, because everybody needs to remember Marvel is setting up the Secret Invasion Disney Plus TV show coming out next year, which will also tie into Captain Marvel and Nick Fury and the Skrulls in general. So I think they're laying the seeds now for that show. We just don't know it yet. But
they've also laid seeds for another group in.
They have, and I think that could be a great series too.
And I don't know if saying the name will be a spoiler.
It could be, so it's not. But we'll just say General Thunderbolt Ross. We'll say that. But
here's the thing with that too. I kind of don't want that.
Well, it would be like the Marvel's Suicide Squad, to me, a little bit.
Yeah,
the Thunderbolts would be amazing, because simply you're already getting. They've confirmed that they're bringing back Barenthal, Cox, and even they want.
Has it been confirmed though? Jessica Jones. I would love to see him back. I just don't know if it's been confirmed.
But they're not going to have them. They're going to be those characters, but the characters are getting rebooted.
Yeah, overhauled.
They're not going to be. Yeah, it's going to be overhauled.
If they do it in a way to where it kind of doesn't completely like wipe out the Netflix shows, I'd be fine with that. But also, it doesn't have to reference them either. That'd be fine with me.
Well, from everything I've read, they are going to wipe out the Netflix shows. It's like those are not. They're going to be out of continuity.
They're not canon anyway.
Yeah, right. They're not canon. So, it'll probably. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, I do too. I'd love to see Daredevil show up in like Spider-Man or something as his lawyer. Now that people are like trying to, out to get him.
Apparently, Charlie Cox did film, or that was the rumor
that was the rumor.
Filmed some scenes.
And of course they're not going to confirm it right now if that's the case. Probably want to keep it as a surprise. No. So that makes all the sense in the world too. But anyway, I think this is a great season, great show. Brandon mentioned it last week too. It's got this big budget, movie feel to it. And and all the Disney Plus shows have been killing it for Marvel right now. And I think that will just continue with Loki in a few weeks. So look forward to that. All right, let's move on to our next topic. This is one Tony brought to my attention, actually, and I didn't even know this was a thing, because I've heard the rumors that this actor would maybe be interested in playing Luke Skywalker in Star Wars, because he looks a lot like a young Mark Hamill. But Sebastian Stan, the Winter Soldier himself, has been at least saying, I think, that he would like to play Ric Flair, the professional wrestler, in a film.
Yes.
That could be really interesting.
That'd be dope.
Dude, I don't know if there's anybody that could justify Ric Flair in a movie. I don't think there's a way you could do a Ric Flair movie. No. The tales are so big themselves of Ric Flair's legacy and legend, and man, I don't know.
I mean,
Sebastian Stan is the last person I would ever think would be Ric Flair.
But would you think Chris Hemsworth, the guy who plays Thor, is going to be Hulk Hogan?
No, I don't think it's.
That's happening too.
Yeah, that is confirmed, right?
Yeah,
it's filming or has filmed?
I don't know if he's filmed it yet, but he was definitely getting into shape for, now granted for Thor as well, but he was doing certain things that kind of look like Hogan, I think.
What is it with Marvel and WWE? Is Disney just going to buy them? Because, I mean, the rumor is that Bradley Cooper was going to play Vince McMahon in his
I think
buyout.
That's true, yeah.
So you got Groot, Thor, and fucking,
It could just be because Marvel uses great actors, and they just think they might fit the role the best. But, I mean, especially with WWE getting that deal with Peacock, and apparently WWE has now made a deal with Crunchyroll to do an anime series too, based on. So I thought that was interesting too.
Wait, what did you just say?
You heard me right.
Xavier Woods has been. I saw him make a tweet about it.
Yeah, that's different.
I mean, I don't know how that's going to tell, but obviously it'll probably involve the WWE superstars.
I mean, look, New Japan did it, so
yeah. I mean,
fucking Tiger Mask.
I mean, it can't be any worse than some of those shows that have been on the WWE network that were, and some of them were okay. Don't get me wrong.
Hey man, WWE Camp was funny.
Yeah. I'll get that.
Yeah.
What?
I like the shorts that they do, the short stories. Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I thought those were interesting. At least because they took those great those stories from the road and they animated them and stuff and put them into the show. I thought that was actually pretty cool. So I like hearing old wrestling stories. Though I can listen to old wrestlers talk on like podcasts and stuff for for hours and be completely entertained and not get bored. But
Damon, why'd you bring up Tiger Mask?
Oh God.
Now I got. I said I told him not to. And now I see what you did.
Oh no!
You brought up Tiger Mask. I
specifically
said before this show starts not to bring up Tiger Mask.
What?
I do not recall such directions.
I'm surprised I've not been told not to bring up AEW, but
you need to calm down. You need to calm down. You get that damn sake in you and you get all wild. Now calm it down.
But anyway, I think Sebastian Stan playing Ric Flair could be interesting. But yeah, you're right. The look of Ric Flair, and I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll see if that actually comes to fruition. If it does, I'd be very interested to check it out. All right, so moving on to our next topic. This week we just did a video that's going to go up on our channel of the trailer reaction for the new Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings for Marvel.
You should have shot that up.
But
oh my God,
we're not going to talk about the trailer so much because we did a reaction on that, even though it kind of got a little crazy and out of hand. So check that out if you want to see what happened there. But the specific topic I want to talk about this film is the first time we are going to actually see the real version of the Mandarin from the comics in this film, because we had the fake Mandarin in Iron Man 3, which a lot of fans were not happy about. So,
hey man, Ben Kingsley killed that.
agreed that he did a great job for what they had him
Yeah.
do. I agree with that. And if they'd had him play the more serious side of it, I think he could have been a great Mandarin, as a matter of fact.
Yes.
But didn't they say in there that it wasn't the real Mandarin? At that point, the Mandarin was like a organization.
Well, he was taking the name of the real Mandarin. We found out in a Marvel one shot on the Thor DVD, and apparently the real Mandarin was not happy that Ben Kingsley, Trevor Slattery, was using his name, so he had him broken out of jail and brought to him. But we never saw what happened to him after that. But Aldrich Killian in the movie was using the Mandarin, to kind of, with his think tank and all that stuff.
Tyrants!
I didn't even see that till just now.
Oh,
Fucking
bring up,
Christ.
man, I ought to make real orange juice out of that motherfucker.
Hey,
Real
Sumo
Mandarin.
Sam, do you know the Mandarin?
I know him well. We went back many tour of Asia. I got my powerful sumo grip, and I stuck it straight up his blowhole. That son of a bitch. He should have never been around. But I took care of him, dispatched him with great, what's the word? I don't know. Anyways, hey, you fat man with the beard.
I was gonna say I've got a little one, but yeah.
No.
You damn right, you got a little one.
Bruh, the beard,
Hey,
bruh.
You
My
bring
God.
up, hey, don't you walk away from me. You bring up Tiger Mask. You know how much I hate him. I told you don't bring him up.
You haven't said shit to me. I'm meeting
I
you for the
talked to you
first
before
time.
the show.
No, you didn't. No.
Yes, I did. I told you. I said,
No.
don't bring him up or I stick egg roll up your ass.
Is this how you're gonna talk to the Mandarin when he comes down at you?
Oh, I'm gonna smack him the shit out of him. All 10 of his rings gonna fly off his hand.
What about the magic he supposedly has? You gonna take care of that too?
I got magic in my sumo diaper. It's big magic.
Oh man.
I think I'm gonna stick around for a while.
I think this man is drunk.
Yeah.
Do
You
you
shouldn't
know?
pay any attention to him.
He has had a shot, apparently.
Listen to me. You do not anger Sumo Sam, okay?
Yeah.
Just
I will
let him
anger
chill.
whoever the fuck I want to.
Just-
Oh, you think you
I feel
funny?
I feel like
I
you
make
don't
you
know.
humble and rub my belly.
No.
You'll rub my belly like Big Panda Bear.
No.
Oh my
I
god.
roll around, eat bamboo sticks, stick up your ass like Panda Bear.
Oh. We are
Listen to me.
so getting canceled.
Listen to me.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
It's a little
I'm
late.
gonna hit you. I'm gonna hit you with that egg roll dinner chef special combination number 5. Come with 2 chicken on stick, 1 fried donut, and then 1 punch in the fucking mouth.
Don't forget the fortune
Listen,
cookie.
Oh, you're
No,
fortunate about the read.
Eric, listen. Shut up.
Your
You leave
fortune
Sumo
is
Sam
in reading
alone.
a bad day coming soon.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Way a
God.
Super Sam.
Alrighty, so I guess we'll try to get back on track here a little bit.
No,
We're not
you
moving on
did
yet?
this.
Okay.
You did this.
I'm
Okay.
I'm trying to end it, but it's not going well.
It's not happening.
No, but hey, the mask is off, so maybe that's a sign. All right, so to continue
Your
our
mask is better.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, the mask is gone. Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You know, I can't believe you would say
Zang-
that about
Zang-
an
Zangy.
international treasure like him.
He is. Like, where did Sumo Sam go? I was just about to ask him some. All right. Well, if you see him again, tell him I said
Yeah.
what-
We'll call him up here again maybe later, and we'll talk to him again. All right,
He's
speaking.
Good dude. Good dude.
Yeah, speaking of comic book stuff, I know we got to get a lot into that, but that's one of the most popular things in the movie world right now. A blast from the past is what I'm calling this. Now, let's do a little history here. Back when Batman vs. Superman was announced, Marvel then decided to do Captain America Civil War. DC would have beat them to the punch on that one, but Marvel ended up releasing that film first. And of course, we had this conversation last week about which came first, Deadpool or Deathstroke. More like an argument, kind of. But anyway, so now it seems DC and Marvel are back at it again a little bit. Last year, it was heavily rumored and just confirmed this week, Michael Keaton's Batman from the 1989 and 1992 Tim Burton films will be appearing in the Flash movie next year as they do their multiverse, alternate reality film. And Marvel is doing the same thing in Spider-Man Far From Home, which will again release before DC. When this week it was confirmed as well, the same week that Alfred Molina is coming back to play Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2 in the new Spider-Man film with the alternate realities makes this possible. what do you guys think about this with this competition? I mean, here we go. But again, competition breeds success.
But you can't really call it a competition.
No,
Like,
with
don't get
DC
me
there
wrong.
is none right now.
Yeah, it's like.
But they had these
DC's playing
ideas.
checkers while Marvel was playing chess.
Yeah.
It's just and the thing is too though, I mean, I wonder how they're gonna explain the fact that Doc Ock, he was dead. The
Yes.
big rumor is that the Green Goblin, William Dafoe's Green Goblin, will be back too. The same with Jamie Foxx's Electro. These are
didn't
all
like
characters that have been
But
killed.
with Jamie Foxx's Electro, though, I've heard they're going to give it like a bit of an overhaul, so it's from a different dimension.
Right.
So it doesn't have to be the exact same. He'll have probably a different outfit and probably character and things like that. He's probably not going to be the Riddler from Batman Forever like he was in that film.
But I am excited about all of that. I'm definitely excited about Michael Keaton playing Batman again.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be wrong.
That's
It's not like I
gonna be
wouldn't want to
awesome.
see it. That's gonna be dope. But it's just like I said, calling it a competition. It's one sided as shit because DC's been kind of playing off the back foot of the whole comic book superhero game.
Yeah, they're like what 8 years too fucking late to start this universe.
I will say this though, even though we can debate on whether it's a competition or not. The one thing that DC and oh crap, I kind of my train of thought derailed.
Why did
Oh,
you look
here,
at the
okay,
camera like that? No,
sorry,
no,
because
we're not
I
gonna speed pass like that shit like you just did.
you're gonna make me lose it again.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. I was just
Hey,
like,
hey,
like-
quit badgering the moderator, all right?
this is not an easy job. I'd like to see
Well,
you try it.
this is what his job entails.
Yeah, trying to keep things straight, especially with this crew.
Hey, pardon me.
Just say it. Just say it. But anyway, what I was going to say was even though they may be competing or not, I'm interested to see how DC handles the multiverse and the alternate realities because they're going to take like the old Batman movies, the old Superman movies. They all exist in their own separate Earths, right? So they all are in one long storyline, but they're all in their own storyline sort of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where Marvel is going to be approaching this a little bit differently. They're still telling their singular story, but they're going to branch off and bring those characters in to their one singular vision. So it's going to be a little bit different approach. So at least in that case, there's going to be a little bit of a difference. So I'm excited to see how they go about it.
DC's just going to fumble the ball. They always do. And it's not, I don't think it's really, it's not because of the actors or anything really like that. I just think Warner Brothers, who controls a big portion of DC, really wants to just get shit out there and, they want to compete with Marvel. And instead of doing things the right way and letting things build and do it properly,
Right.
they rush.
Yep.
Whether they got a good script or not, or this or that. And, once in a blue moon, they'll hit gold. But more than likely, they strike out.
And that sucks because like they could have if they weren't so worried about what Marvel was doing and trying to compete on that end, I think Justice League would have ended up 10 times better overall.
If it had a proper build to it.
Yeah. I mean,
You
because
know,
they only had.
You didn't have to do exactly what Marvel did to bring in each. You know how there was always that end credit scene, and you were anticipating that end credit scene, like to see who's the next character. DC had the chance to do something along the same lines with that whole thing, and they just fucking didn't.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they immediately went to the team up in the second film.
Yeah,
a little bit.
They should have taken the time and built each character, like you were saying. I mean, introduce a character, a movie, and then build up to that big Avengers team up. I mean,
because even if you were, a few steps behind Marvel, at least at that point, you're still putting out good content to where it's like, I don't mind that, Marvel did it first and you're playing. That doesn't matter to me. If it was good, I'm still going to be like, okay, I see what they're doing here. Now I want to see what you're doing here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And you could have got the same result and it would have been 10 times better. I would have loved it, honestly, if the Justice League was the last of the movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
At least about fifth or sixth film. I think it ended up being, the fourth?
Yeah.
Which, with a Suicide Squad thrown in there. But, I mean...
And they need to recast, too. I'm sorry.
Well, that's going to happen. That's happening because, they're going to keep Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Shazam. But I think Batman, Ben Affleck, this is the last time you're going to see him in this movie, too. Superman's probably...
He was one of the best ones besides
Agreed.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah. But,
you got to poop?
No, I wasn't a fan of Batfleck.
Oh. Well, I mean...
Why? Hold on. Why?
Okay, yeah.
He didn't do it for me.
Who would have?
I don't know.
It's like,
we had a coworker who had the same...
Yeah, so I'm like, I want to know, like, if it wasn't Ben, like, what was it about him? What was it about Ben Affleck's Batman that you didn't like?
I don't know. I'm tired. It's fucking 2:30.
Like for
It's
me,
2:30.
It's dude,
Something like that. But anyway,
Jesus Christ!
So, like,
we got a late
Yeah.
start. But yeah,
for me, I didn't find Ben Affleck bad as Batman.
no.
I'm not saying he
thought
was
he
bad.
brought-
I just didn't do it for me as a Batman fan.
Well, a
I
lot
just-
of. Oh, go ahead.
It was just for me. He was the old grizzled Batman, so I wasn't too put off by his. He wasn't. He didn't act it out bad. He's not a bad actor.
But I think that's what
enjoyed
put
it.
a lot of people off, though, because if you're going to start a new cinematic universe, starting off with a Batman who's doing this for 20 years, and we don't see the character development of this particular Batman. But however, the other side of that coin is we'd seen the origin of Batman multiple times, and I get why they did not do that, and I appreciate that. I still
You
kind
don't
of
have to have that. Why couldn't you be okay with hell? Why couldn't you be okay with a veteran 20-year-old 20 years in the game Batman putting a team together? Like, why wouldn't that make sense to you?
I mean, I personally didn't have an issue with it, but there are some people who have had that just that argument. But
All right, so DC,
I had no issue with Ben necessarily in anything other than just I can't put it into words. His Batman just didn't do it for me.
and that's
I
fair.
got you. I understand. I
Yeah,
can
that's fair.
respect that.
Yeah.
But DC is like a guy who has
Uh-oh.
a really hot looking girlfriend who has a really hot friend, and you're trying to get said hot friend into a threesome. You're rushing it. You can't just be like, first date, hey baby, bring your girl to bed. No, you can't. You gotta ease it in. You gotta
Well-
put your little toe in the water,
Yeah.
and you gotta wiggle it around, see if you know how it feels and whatnot.
That is
And then you slide the
Well-
invitation out.
Well, look what
That's
Marvel's
terrible
doing
analogy.
right now. They just had Avengers Endgame. They had at least 2, if not 3 or more, of their main Avengers roster retire or die. So they are starting again from ground zero. Phase 1 all over again. They're having to build up new characters, and they're doing it slowly so we get invested. And I think I have
Slow
hope.
burn.
I have hope though that DC with this Flash movie that is going to reset some things. That after this, hopefully they've learned their lesson finally after what is it now 8 years, and they will finally start to build slowly and stop rebooting. We've talked about that too. So if they get to that
At this point, DC's like a toxic relationship. You shouldn't be in it, but for whatever reason, you can.
they have one get out of jail free card, and that's Flashpoint, and they're going to be doing a version of that to correct their universe. After that, I don't know if you can do it again. I mean, there's probably like Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, there's always been comic stories I guess you could do that with, but this is going to be their one shot, I think, before they lose a lot of fans completely. All right, so for our final movie topic of the week, this is one that caught my attention just because of the ridiculous nature of it. Vin Diesel and Universal have now decided to team up to do a Rock'em Sock'em Robots film.
Oh, fucking Christ.
Based
Stop
on
it
the...
with the Hasbro games.
Mhm.
Let's rock 'em, sock 'em to the next fucking subject because who gives a shit?
Well, I mean, I
Why
do
don't
want to
they just
discuss
do
a little.
Mousetrap or Monopoly.
They are doing a Monopoly movie, believe it or not.
Oh, fucking
Bullshit,
Christ.
Now, I don't know who or what. I got a feeling it's going to be kind of like a Wall Street thing, but I don't know the full details of it. But they did Battleship. I mean, I think they heard that.
And that movie was ass.
Yeah, it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. So, I mean, I get the criticism,
Stop
but
it.
So wait, time out. How do you do a Rock'em Sock'em Robot?
Well,
movie?
It's gonna be like Real Steel.
Is it Real
exactly.
Steel?
That
yeah,
was
Real Steel was the Rock'em Sock'em.
basically.
Yeah, we don't need it again.
Mhm.
And
No.
Real Steel was real shit.
I don't
So-
know.
I actually thought the story was actually pretty decent, and the robots fights were just kind of to be in the movie to be there. But I mean, it's centered around the kid, and and Hugh Jackman did a good job in it. But I mean, we live in a world. I mentioned in my YouTube video on my channel, subscribe. But you can the one thing that we live in a world now where a Lego movie worked, and people
Hey, the
loved
Lego
it.
movie was a shit. First of all, I like that movie.
Yeah, the first one. The sequels. Batman movie
haven't
was
seen either of them.
the Batman Lego movie was good, but after that we got the Ninjago movie and Lego movie 2, and they were okay. But
I haven't seen any.
Those are
of them.
geared for children.
of course, but even for adults, the
We
Lego
are
movie
children.
1 was good. Yeah, we got our big kids around here, but I mean, never say
Everything's
never.
Awesome.
I mean, I think any concept within reason, maybe not Fast and Furious and Jurassic Park team up, but almost any story idea can work if written properly and given good character development and story arcs. But sometimes in
Rock'em
Hollywood,
Sock'em Robots is not one of them.
it doesn't sound like it. No.
The
So
fact that you said there would be a Monopoly movie too, I'm done.
I would rather watch two fucking chimpanzees shit on a snare drum while fucking
Playing
color
bass
painting
guitar.
with fucking urine and fucking vomit. All right, that's what I would.
I'd rather
do.
watch the fucking Super Mario movie from back in the 90s.
Hey, that was
No.
kind of cool.
That
Man.
was a dope movie. Shut up.
yeah, I wasn't a fan of it.
I'd
personally.
rather watch that
But-
than Rock'em Sock'em.
They're
I'd
supposedly.
rather watch.
Okay.
I'd rather watch Fast and Furious 9.
And that was kind of the point of this story is, Vin's not, adverse to going for ridiculous concepts in his films because they may be going to space in that movie.
I
But
would rather watch Fast and Furious 15, where where Paul Walker fights off Ryan Dunn from Jackass in a flaming car death
oh
match.
my, all right, moving forward. But to jump back to the Super Mario Brothers thing real quick though, they are supposedly making a Super Mario Brothers animated movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that would
That'll
work.
be fine.
if Nintendo
It's-
actually gets behind it and does something with their properties for once, they've got a lot of good properties they can make great movies out of.
Yeah, but you better not talk about Nintendo like that. They come after you for Nintendo. don't
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I think Zelda would make a great movie. I really do. But anyhow,
keep that-
and
Are they
Metroid.
sponsoring us? No.
No.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about ideas. Metroid would be great. I know.
No, Brandon was saying they were going to come after us. I'm saying, no, fuck them. Are they sponsors? I don't
Oh.
care.
Gotcha.
Fuck them.
No, they'll just
Us,
copyright
you
our. They'll
asshole.
copyright claim our movie or
Yeah.
our movie, our
Our
video.
movie?
Hey, fair use, brother. Fair
I
use.
mean, fuck. We're at this point. We're going the length of the movie, so fuck it.
Yeah, we'll try to move. But let's move on to our next segment. Brandon, we're going to try a new segment this week.
Oh, yeah,
We
I
thought
got
we'd have a little fun, just a short little video.
I'm not even ready.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
hold on,
I'll try to stall for time real quick here.
Why don't
No,
we
I
just do
got it.
this?
Huh?
Got it.
Why don't we just bring something up? Just think of something.
I got one right now.
You could, but anyway, it's a segment we're going to call "Would You Rather." There's probably a lot of people who've actually probably played this. Well, there's an app on your phone you could download where you take two ridiculous concepts and then you debate about which one you would actually prefer for yourself, and we'll see how it goes. I just thought it'd be something interesting to put on the channel, something
I
quick.
reserve the right to choose neither if I don't like them.
So, Brandon, if you find one, let us know, and we'll try this out real quick. Just see how it goes. He's trying to find a good one. Yeah.
No, because I'm trying to find one that fuck off.
You fuck off.
Time's ticking.
Would you rather have a
Okay.
spastic monkey jerk you off or
Oh.
a blind woman with a handful of nails?
I'd rather listen to Brandon. Oh, that was
We're just gonna pretend that
What
one
the
wasn't sad.
no.
Like that's a lose-lose, brother.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
That's a lot of times they are lose-lose.
I go back to my previous statement. I reserve the right to answer to neither of those.
All right,
choose
Joe.
neither.
I usually just
All right,
choose
what
the
you got,
least
Brandon?
offensive. So,
Now here you go.
Okay.
Neither.
all right, we're
Would
going to
you
do one
rather-
topic. Yeah.
Would you rather be balding but fit, or be overweight with a full head of hair?
Balding but fit. I'm already bald. Yeah, that's a no-brainer to me.
Trying to
And
be
I'm already
bald and
losing my
full.
hair and fat, so I lose on either way.
Daddy, I'll be fat and full hair. Means I already have full hair.
Hey, all right,
What are you
all right.
talking about?
And he's fit too, man. You got abs. Brandon's kid's got
I'd
abs.
rather be- Fuck out of here.
Yeah, look at that. He's flexing. Yo.
What about my camera?
All right.
I'd rather be bald with abs. I don't give a fuck what you say.
Yeah, I'll keep.
Yeah, I mean, I've been fat. I don't need the hair.
Yeah, I'm
know.
over fat.
I'd rather be fit and bald, no doubt.
I mean, I got the downsides to both of those. So.
There
Well,
are.
you'll be surprised to learn that apparently people aren't as shallow as we are because
Next.
52% chose overweight with a full head of hair,
Really?
as
Huh.
opposed to 48% choose bald and fat or bald and fit.
Well, I'm screwed
Oh,
both
shit.
ways because I'm bald and fat. So at least I think I'm fat.
I love how people are like, nah, I'll take the cake
And the hair.
But with that, everybody, I think we're pretty tired tonight. We've had a long show, long week too. But hopefully next week maybe we figure out a way to maybe make the show maybe not quite as long.
Next week we'll be on Thursday night.
Yeah,
we'll be having.
Right. Let's promote that. Yes.
So next week Thursday night, same shit, same time. You guys will probably still see this on Saturday more than likely, or Friday, however Eric does it. But our guest will be our very first guest, Thomas Adams. Pro wrestler from Salem, Ohio. Check him out on TA Plays on Twitch and Facebook. Check all that good stuff out. Mm-hmm. I'm out of here. Have a good night.
And of course, follow all of us on our social media, which there will be a graphic to show you where all that is going for. And David's like, my head is so big right now. I'm just like, he's ready for bed. All right, guys. So until next week, thank you for watching. Please comment below, like and subscribe to our channel. And until our next video, guys, take care.
Bye.
Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop and roll. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.